Welcome back to Anfield. A huge 2-0 win for Liverpool over the Kings in Europe, nonetheless. 2 goals, Alexis McAllister and Cody Gakpo, puts Liverpool back to the top of the league phase in the Champions League. And one man that will make me very, very, very happy after that is Arne, and he joins us now. Arne, lovely for you to join us. Thank you so much. You said pre-match this is just another game, same as every other one. Now that you've completed a 2-0 win over them, how does it feel, especially with this kind of crowd here tonight?
I wouldn't say it's the same as any other one, because you know how special it is to play against a club that won this Champions League so many times and are the reigning champions as well. Dominated Europe for the last few years. We're a pain in the ass for Liverpool many times as well. So we knew it was a big week, but I said if this week is over, next week is a big week again with Newcastle and Everton. And so, but I think it's not only the result, also the way we played is, it's pleasing to see.
You've been here obviously, and you obviously intention to do well and to win games, sure, etc. But you're here a few months now. Are you ahead of schedule in your own mind?
I didn't have a schedule in terms of amount of points. I think if you start at a new club, you want to implement your playing style as fast as possible. That was not that difficult because the playing style is so similar to Jurgen's, especially without the ball. So we both want to press really high. And there are certain details maybe with the ball that we do a bit different, but not that many. So implementing playing style, I'm very pleasing to see not only the starters, but also the ones that were on the bench today. If they are in the starting 11, they do the same. So that's very good to see, and you don't count points before you start the season. And if I would have done that, I probably wouldn't have counted so many as we have now.
Arne, what were your instructions at half-time? Because the first half was very impressive, but of course it was goalless.
Yeah. I wouldn't say impressive. I felt that we were still a bit too impatient. So every time when they threatened us, which didn't happen a lot, was from us being sloppy in passing or forcing it too much. So I said, I think there's more into you guys than you show at the moment. You can play with more intensity and you can play better with the ball. So forget the shirt you face. Just do what you always do. And then hopefully we can even create more chances than we already did the first half.
There's usually a lot of focus put on the attacking players, but I just want to ask you about Carragher tonight. What was going through your head when Kylian Mbappe stepped up, and how impressive do you think he is?
The same thing that went through. And when Mo Salah stepped up, in both situations you think it's probably going to go in because they have such a great record. But yeah, both missed. So they showed us today that they are human beings. And in Mbappe's situation, Cruyff saved it, which made it even more special for us. And I think there was another situation where he was also outstanding, Cruyff. So yeah, he's done remarkable for us, just like our other goalkeeper. But Cruyff did remarkable today.
Arne, how impressive have you been with the young players, local players? I mean, obviously this club's steeped in history of bringing through young players, Maka being one of them. How impressive, how important are these guys for your squad?
They are, because people always say, and I think I have to agree with that if you are coming through the academy, you know what it means for the fans even more than the ones that come from different countries. And I think it's special for the fans, but also for the club, that if they play on this stage against the reigning champion and they do so well, and I think we talk about Cruyff, but I think you also agree with me that Connor was really strong and Curtis was really strong as well. Yeah, I think it's nice for everyone to see, but it's not the way I pick my players or I select my team, but it's there are cheap options as well, which is also helpful with all these contract situations we have.
They're not very expensive.
No, but we haven't paid a transfer fee. That's what I mean.
No,
I'm not saying the contracts are cheap, but we haven't paid a transfer fee for them.
And a last question before we let you go, because I think your family have come over to see you, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, they do this more often, but especially this one.
Lovely.
They took a few days off of school.
Oh, fabulous.
Because they wanted to be here. Yeah.
What an amazing spectacle for them to see tonight. Are they going to stay for the Man City? And how do you see that going now?
They will, but this will not impact the game on Sunday. Although sometimes my father gives me good advices, but no, it's nice that they are here. But my main focus is of course on Sunday on the team. But to have family around, that's always a good thing, because you don't have to be focused 24 hours. But 18 hours maybe. You should. Yeah.
Excellent. Lovely to have your time. Thank you so much. Go and enjoy your evening. And congratulations as well. What a huge win tonight. Thank you so much. There you go. Arne Slot, who is off to spend some time with his family and celebrate that win. The momentum that they would have got from that game against Real Madrid here at Anfield tonight. And let me tell you, the crowd, they are spectacular here, but they were particularly special, particularly loud tonight. And what a performance their team put on. Liverpool 2-0 win against Real Madrid, the champions of Europe. How does it change the perspective, I suppose, of the group stages that have gone to the league phase now, Maka? Because Real Madrid are in a little bit more trouble than we expected at this stage.
Well, yes, they are. They're the champions, aren't they? And they're the team that you always think, oh, they'll get through, and then they come good in February, March, and they probably will sneak through. But they're certainly making it hard for themselves, aren't they? I mean, they're not helped by the injuries. You have to say that hand in hand, but they're not playing very well. The confidence is low. They've got a difficult away tie in Bergamo, as you rightly said. Atalanta were brilliant last night. They usurped by Napoli at the top of Serie A, so they're playing really well. So in itself, it's a difficult game. Yeah. But when Madrid have got 6, 7, 8 injuries, and some of them till the end of the season, long term, it's a real conundrum for them. They're going to have to maybe do something in January, which they didn't want to do earlier, but they might have to be forced into them because they're having injury after injury after injury, and it doesn't seem as if it's going to stop.
We'll show you the league table again in just a second. What will the players be thinking on their way home now? A loss like this, and I know before the game you said, look, they always find a way through. At what point do they start to panic?
Yeah, of course they'll be utterly disappointed, but I think one of the most important things is they've probably got the most experienced manager leading them and knowing exactly how to deal with this situation, and he's been through it many times. So I'm sure, they'll go back to the drawing board. Obviously, hopefully they'll get some injuries back soon, and they'll know they'll need to keep fighting for that badge.
What will he be like in there, do you think? You've been there, you've seen that. What is he? Is he animated? Is he calm, cool?
No, he when he needs to lose his cool, he will lose his cool.
The eyebrow goes.
And you will know about it. So, but he has such a great relationship with all the players. But everybody knows there's a line, and nobody crosses it. And I think when he knows he's not getting the performance he wants, he will stamp his authority, and he will get a reaction for sure.
I was speaking to some of the Real Madrid staff on the phone over the last couple of days, and there was an air of this was going to be too difficult for them tonight. You know, they knew it was going to be difficult because Liverpool are playing really well. Yeah. So I don't think, as much as they were beaten tonight, they'll be disappointed. I don't think it was a shock like the Milan game was the last game. I think they expected Liverpool to come and probably win them over tonight, and that's what's happened. It's what's going to happen in the future. That's what they have to sort out with their home games.
Okay, let's have one more look at the table, because this is where Real Madrid sit at the moment. They are 24th. There are 3 games still to play in the knockout round, before they get to the knockout round, sorry. At the moment, they are in those positions, and then elimination obviously looms. They've got time to put it right, but they're cutting it a little bit fine, aren't they? It's just not where we expected them to see. But as we said before, look, Real Madrid always seem to find a way, don't they? That's why they are the kings of Europe in general. We're going to get some reaction from their camp now, because Jude Bellingham, on his first visit here to Anfield, I'm not sure what he expected. He knows it's a very special place. It's a 2-0 loss for his team. He's with Jules Breach. Let's see how he reacts to that.
Jude, a disappointing night for you guys out there. What didn't go Real Madrid's way?
I think, to be fair, from the first minute they probably just took control of the game. We never really maximised the spells that we had in possession. You know, when we got the ball back, I think we probably tried to force the counter-attack a few too many times and turned it over so much that they managed to keep control. Defensively, they kept us in a place where we couldn't really harm them as much. And yeah, I just think they were more up for it than us, to be honest, which is really disappointing to say. But you know, it's a bad result against probably the best performing team in Europe. You know, it's no disgrace to come here and lose, but we are disappointed in how we performed, and the important thing is we use it the right way now. You know, we've got 3 games left in the group, and it's important that we go and try and win all of them to give ourselves a best possible chance in the standings, you know.
When Kylian Mbappe gets that opportunity from the penalty spot and he's standing there, I'm guessing as a team you're all expecting him to put that one away.
Yeah, you know, it's obviously a big moment in the game, but it can happen. He's a wonderful player, but the pressure that he holds because of how good he is huge. You know, it's humongous, and you know, the penalty is not the reason why we lost the game. You know, as a collective, we weren't good enough on the night. They performed better than us, and it's as simple as that. Kylian can keep his head high. I know for sure that he will produce many more moments that are huge for this club.
OK, Jude Bellingham there with Jules Breach reacting on that 2-0 loss. Let's throw it ahead a little bit. We mentioned there with Arne Slot, he's got Man City at the weekend, a huge fixture, and perhaps a little bit different to what we're used to because Liverpool have the momentum, and Man City for the first time in a very long time seem to have any at the moment. It seems to be going from bad to worse. So how do you predict that one going, Rio?
Well, I think before a ball's kicked at the weekend, if you had to put your money on anybody winning the league and winning Champions League, Liverpool will be your first bets, I'm sure, right now. They're favourites. I'm not saying they will, but right now they'll be favourites, and that means there's confidence brimming here. You can feel there's an anticipation before a ball's even kicked in the stadium. There's a confidence from the fans through all to the players to the manager, and there seems to be a quiet authority when they're playing now, with and without the ball. So I think they're looking at a real good state at the moment, but I think they're meeting Man City at a perfect time for Liverpool. They're in form. Man City are struggling. They can't buy a win at the moment, and you'd be bet if you're a betting man, you'd bet on Liverpool beating Man City at the weekend again.
Pep Guardiola said, look, even all the great teams, they can't keep it up consistently for that long. And I think we all just kind of thought, yeah, but City will. Do you think this is just a slump, or do you think this is a sign of a tough season ahead for City? No,
I definitely don't think it's a sign of a tough season ahead, especially with Pep being in charge. He'll come up with some sort of master plan, but it's just one of those things. I think when a team goes on a run, it's how quickly can you get off the run. I think they'll try and look at the positive from last night and say they didn't lose. So I think you have to try and take the positives out of it. And I think Liverpool will definitely know not to underestimate Man City because they know how good they can be. And with such good teams, all it takes is a flick of a switch and they're back on it. So.
How will Liverpool be eyeing that fixture, do you think, at the weekend?
Oh, they'll be looking forward to it. They just want to carry on, don't they? The manager said just, when we were off camera, saying that actually playing 3 days suits them because they just roll on. He doesn't have to say anything. It's Manchester City. They're the champions of England. They just played the champions of Europe. They're playing the champions of England. They know if they win, they're 11 points clear of them. That's a huge amount of points. So he doesn't have to say anything. And the team are fit. Trent Alexander-Arnold was on the bench tonight, so he looks as if he'll come in for Conor Bradley. So that's great news. And with the crowd behind them, the crowd will be really up for it like they were tonight. So it's going to be a brilliant game, and it'll be hard for City.
How much easier is it to keep winning when you're on this sort of trail that you just keep going?
You take a game every 24 hours. I mean, you want the games to continue just coming and knocking them down like dominoes, and it's that confidence. And we always say that one word, momentum. If you can get momentum and you can continue that, it breeds such great confidence. And they've got a lot of players who have experience. They know this route. They know how to win these big trophies. So they're going to be a hard nut to crack, I think.
Yeah. Looking at those teams as well, the team that we saw tonight, and like Maka was saying, some of their best players that weren't even playing, they have their own concerns with injuries and things like that. But this manager is so impressive, Arne Slot. And even there, when he came and spoke to us, what were your kind of reactions to him, Gareth?
It feels like he's just taken it in his stride.
It's calm, isn't it?
Like I said, he hasn't had to change too much in terms of their style, so he's really, excuse the pun, just slotted in and
nice.
He's won the bet. He's won the bet, guys. He won it.
Pay up, boys. Pay up.
The bet.
Pay up.
Drop the
Last
mic.
minute of the show as well.
But apart from that, he genuinely seems comfortable in his own skin. He seems like he's really taken it in his stride, and you can see from the performances.
Yeah, it's not always easy to do, Maka, in terms of coming here and filling the boots of Jurgen Klopp, but so far he is doing it incredibly well, isn't he? All right, guys, coming up next after us is the Goal Show Extra. The guys are waiting to show you all of the goals from all of the other games tonight. It's on TNT Sports 1, starts at 10:30, so you've just got probably a couple of minutes or so to go and make yourself a cup of tea, get back in your sofa and watch that, and we will see you again next time. Thanks for watching.
Have you with us? It's already smelling good in here. Smelling fantastic, is it not, Micah?
Yeah, it smells delicious.
Keep going, Slide.
I'm
Slide. Slade.
Slide.
One job.
Gone very close. Why can't we ever get people's names right on this show? Oh, I feel like we let ourselves down. Anyway, let's talk about Liverpool and Real Madrid. 2-0 win. We're going to go through the highlights of this one. Jamie, do you want to start us off?
Oh, I'd love to. Now, this is the Núñez chance early on. Listen, this was early on, got the crowd up a little bit, but, Mike has mentioned what he thought of the game at half-time, and I think I agree with him a little bit. Besides that, in the first 15, 20 minutes, there wasn't an awful lot. It was almost like a boxing game. Both teams just sparring, testing each other out. But it's a brilliant save. Peter Schmeichel mentioned that at half-time, and Real Madrid get away with one there. I think the young defender, Asensio, does well sorts his feet out, gets it away. But after that, there wasn't an awful lot really to worry Real Madrid. But this was another big Courtois save, Micah.
Yeah, I mean, Peter mentioned it at half-time. It's more just about his positioning. You see the way he took off his line, got himself in the right position, and then the size of him, it's always going to be difficult from Núñez there. But yeah, he's showing why he's one of the best in Europe, if not the best. Great save.
Yeah. And then the first goal comes. Alexis McAllister. I mean, he's been a brilliant signing for Liverpool. You think of like the big money signings, you know, teams make 35 million. A World Cup winner, Conor Bradley, who was outstanding as well. And I think he just hits it early, so the goalkeeper can't quite see it. Not sure why people are laughing at me, but.
Because that was me to talk now, but carry on.
Oh,
it's Liverpool. It's okay, you know, carry on.
You know what I like when Liverpool win, Thierry. I get carried away.
Carry on.
Carry on.
I'm smelling the food. You go.
Top end, the tongue's out. Thierry, penalty incident?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but obviously if you Robertson there and you go and close down Lucas Vazquez and then you turn, by the way, and then you put your leg in once you get down, it can be called as soft, but nowadays it's a penalty.
Yeah. I felt Kylian Mbappe, when this was given, there was a little VAR check, but the referee, he stuck with the team. I just felt Kylian Mbappe, for me, looked really nervous. Obviously, they were waiting for it. Now there's a little bit of time. Obviously, he's not the most confident of players. As I said, with the VAR, pushing the goalkeeper back, but he seemed so desperate to take it, Thierry, and he kept looking at the referee, almost wanting the whistle to be blown really quickly to get it over with. Did you feel that?
He did look nervous. We said it, actually, both of us. And
you see him looking there, don't you?
It's easy to say now because we know he missed, but he didn't feel right. And that's a great save.
We've got to talk about the goalkeeper, though.
Yes, he did the same at the weekend, by the way.
He saved 3 penalties in 2 weeks. I mean, he's a man with so much confidence. And he deserved, I won't say deserved the spot, but when you've got a top keeper like Alisson, whose form has been exemplary.
Oh.
You like that word? I'm not saying it again.
I think you missed the L.
Did I?
Yeah.
Go on, say it again.
Exemplary.
But come on, it was twisted and turning.
Look at him, look at this man. You're mad.
Salah. I mean, I wouldn't say it was his best game tonight, but on the counter-attack, he was brilliant as usual. Twisted and turning. Fakes a goal like he's going to go on, open it up, but comes back onto his right foot.
Well, listen, you've given the big build-up before the game, so I'm going to let you take this.
Well, he just mishit it, you know. It's one of those things. He's changed his technique. He's gone for the outside of his foot, and he just puts too much on it. Yeah, and he kicks the floor a little bit, so you can let him off. Are you more Salah in or out, Jamie?
I'm Mo Salah in, of course I am. I always have been, but Cody Gakpo puts it. I mean, this guy gets goals, doesn't he, Thierry? He doesn't always start, but he always comes on and scores.
He has that in his locker. He doesn't trust him sometimes to start as a 9. That's why I think Núñez knows the position a tiny bit better. But he's a good player.
Well, guess what? We're going to skip over to a different game. Aston Villa against... Yes, so Liverpool got a massive win today against Real Madrid at Anfield against the defending champions. Let's take you straight out to Andy Robertson, Liverpool.
Andy Robertson, how you doing?
You okay, guys? Is that your attempt at a Scottish accent?
I'm bad at accent. I leave it up to Kate. You've not been on the show yet. What's took you so long?
I was having to ice my legs, sorry. It took so long.
He meant in general in 4 years that we've been doing the show is what you meant, but never mind. Still good to have you with us. Top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League table. Life must feel good right now.
Yeah, not too bad. It's been good so far. Obviously today was a big game for us, and you know the lads that have been here for a while haven't managed to get one over in Real Madrid, so it was nice to finally be on the right side of the result.
Andy, I was not happy with that penalty when I seen it there. I didn't think that was a penalty. I mean, how much did you actually connect with him? Because it didn't look like it was anything when we watched so many replays back.
Yeah, look, there wasn't much contact, but I think, Carragher, you know, I think I've left my leg in a little bit, you know, and yeah, look, there's contact there, and I think if the ref gives it, then he's not gonna overturn it, you know. So I think it's soft. I think it's on the soft side. I was a bit frustrated, but look, it is what it is. And I think Queeve was getting bored, so I gave him something to do, and thankfully he stepped up.
Yeah, he was getting a little bit cold. He needed warming up. But listen, I want to get back to where, the new manager's come in. He's had a great start, but it is different. You can see that with your position. You play a lot more narrower at times. It's not overlapping. You're actually underlapping and making runs inside. Can you just give us a little insight to the differences with the new manager, especially in your position at fullback?
Yeah, it's been a lot different. Obviously, like you say, it's deeper, or sometimes he wants you to overlap, sometimes he wants you to underlap, sometimes he wants you to make deep runs, like you've seen Connor do quite a few times tonight. So, look, every game's different, and I think we're all enjoying it. I think everyone's position's different, but, if I'm focused on myself or the fullback role, then, every game, pretty much, we have to do something different. So it's been really enjoyable. I think, being 30 years old and experienced, it's been a joy to kind of learn something new again and things like that. So I've really enjoyed it, and look, it will take time, but I think the results have been really good. I think we've performed really well, and hopefully we can only get better. But like I said, everything changes game to game. The staff put in some amount of hours, and the analysts they put in is unbelievable, and that makes us the best prepared possible for every game.
Andy, you've got a big game at the weekend, and you know how important it is to refuel. And I've always just got that image of you and every other Scottish player. It must be Iron Brew.
There's a lack of it down in England. That's the problem. Thankfully, some of my family are down, so hopefully they've brought me a couple of bottles.
I guess we're interested over here because obviously we work with Jamie all the time, and we see a lot of the stick that he gets on Twitter and social media and stuff after certain statements that he may make publicly. What do you guys think of him over there in the dressing room? Take us inside the dressing room. What's the thoughts on Jamie Carragher?
He's been getting a bit of stick in the changing room this week, that's for sure.
Why's that?
Well, no comment. I think I'll leave that.
Do you think Jamie oversteps the mark from time to time?
No, I think he gets paid to do his job, and I think all he's doing, it's part and parcel of football. He has to give his opinion, and whether we agree with it or not, sometimes is a different story.
So basically, you said you don't agree with it. Is what I took from that.
Well, maybe not me, but no.
Andy, when you come to the end of your career, and we know there's still a few years left in you, we're pretty sure of that, but do you fancy a bit of punditry? I mean, we're desperate for a decent fullback on the show, you see.
Yeah, I'd love it, especially your guys' shows. I think it looks a bit of light-heartedness. So, like you said, hopefully I've got a couple more years on the pitch, but after it, I'll maybe give you a call to see if you can hook me up.
Yeah.
But bear in mind what you've just said. Does that make Jamie your favourite on the show?
Who's your favourite? Come on.
See, you get asked this all the time.
Yes,
Andy.
Just shut up, Jamie.
Before he gives his answer, I want to make a plea. We've been asking people this for 2 years, and not once have I been chosen.
Well, what I will say is Peter Schmeichel's waving his hands behind the camera like a madman. I don't think the Liverpool fans will be too happy with that one. Look, I'm not gonna. Oh, here he comes. I'm not going to lie. Actually, when I was younger, I had a
crush on Thierry.
I had an Arsenal kit with Thierry on.
Hey.
My mum and dad got me for Christmas. So, I've got to say Thierry. But Cara, I respect what you did. Obviously, a Liverpool legend. So.
Andy, just keep up the good work, mate. We'll be there Sunday, roaring you on. Fingers crossed.
Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated.
All
the best.
Congrats again. Thank you so much. Oh, everybody coming on the show is good people tonight.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you.
If Andy Robertson can't pick me, honestly.
Are you ever going to get a vote?
I know.
Stop being nice to people.
I know. Imagine what they were saying in that dressing room.
Who's on it? Thierry, Kate, Michael, Jamie. No.
All right, everyone, we're going to go to a break.
And I think you wanted to add to that role.
No, Conor Bradley was just outstanding, and I think he didn't have to do a lot defensively because Mbappe didn't do a lot offensively, so it became very easy. But, the positioning that he takes right now and what he can do and how he understands that he needs to make that run, and the assist was on the Trent assist, in all fairness. But still, he is where he's supposed to be. And, that for me already did set the tone. Boom. That's it. You all know, guys, you guys were centre-back, right-back, whatever. When you go into someone like that beginning of the game, you're going to struggle. We see him making that run. Every time he fancied it, you could see that he fancied himself. He fancied himself against Mbappe, and everything that he did was spot on. Hopefully for you, Jamie, that is not going to be a problem with the hamstring at the very end. But we were waiting for Salah, we were waiting for Mbappe, and we saw Conor Bradley and also Bellingham. People were thinking that, but we saw Conor Bradley, so fair play to him. But some of the stuff that Mbappe did on that first clip, where he doesn't, you said he tried to come back. He didn't try to come back, because if he helps, they would never 3v2 on the outside. And anyway, I went a bit too far with that one, but it has to be more from that team and from him especially.
Well, coming into this game, there's been a lot of talk of Real Madrid looking to buy Liverpool's right-back. But I'm not sure if that player is called Trent Alexander-Arnold or Conor Bradley. Wow.
That's a big call, Jamie. OK, well, you just mentioned Jude Bellingham a moment ago, and Peter Schmeichel caught up with him after the game.
Jude, definitely not the result you came here to get today. What is it with the team at the moment? It's not really working out for you.
Yeah, the performance wasn't good enough tonight. You know, they were in control of large majorities of the game. When we got into those areas where we looked like we could be dangerous, we were just lacking that cutting edge. And yeah, it's disappointing, but we have to review it. We have to look at where we can improve, the ways that they hurt us. I think there's many different reasons, but you know. The last two games, we've done really well at doing those fundamental things really well, and tonight we were just off it. They were a bit more dominant in the duels, which sounds like a minor thing, but if you keep winning them over and over again, that's going to take a hold of the game. But you know, we've come to the most informed team in Europe at the minute. We understand the challenge that we had. We understand how good the team we were that we're playing against, and it's important we pack ourselves up now, no excuses, and crack on.
Well, that was good, wasn't it? Let's take you out to Peter, who's still there standing by for us. Did Jude ask about us? Because he's like a friend of the show. You know, did he ask about us, Peter?
I don't think he was in the mood for that today.
Okay.
For him personally, it wasn't a good game. He was. Him and Mbappe was in a way were targeted by the Liverpool players. Every time they had the ball, they were closed down by 1-2 players very, very quickly, and in a physical way. And it's not something that they're used to, either of them. So, you know, wasn't his best game. It definitely wasn't Real Madrid's best game. And in all fairness, it's a shadow of the team that we saw winning this competition last season, Kate.
Peter, Jude Bellingham said in his interview that Liverpool are now the best team in Europe right now. Do you agree with him?
Well, he didn't say that, Jamie. He said he's the most important team. That's a big difference. But in all fairness, James, I was very, very impressed with Liverpool today. Their organisation, the way they play, the way they close their opponents down, how they come up to their chances. They're up against a really good goalkeeper. We covered that already. Saved some really, really big chances today. And, you know, it's relentless. They keep winning. And then when the other team has a chance, like a penalty, there's a goalkeeper there saving it. He's done fantastically well. Honestly, Jamie, I can't wait for next year. What's going to happen? Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Alisson? Is it going to be Mamardashvili? I mean, it's three really, really high-quality goalkeepers. Who's going to get the number 1 shirt?
Casi a producto nuevo por semana, producto bonito que, por supuesto, pues siempre invitamos a la gente a que consuma. Si queréis encontrarlo en kingsleague.pro, pues ahí tenéis las nuevas chaquetas training y también esas camisetas especiales con detalles dorados que llevan todos los equipos.
Oye, ustedes tendrán más memoria que yo, pero ¿cuánto quedaron la última vez que se enfrentaron ellos?
3-4 ganó 1K.
3-4.
En el histórico de estos dos equipos, el que gane desempata, porque han ganado 2. El X-Boyer Team ha ganado 2. 1.
Becker se lleva el rebote. Becker para marcar. Becker. El rechazo de Arne. ¡Gol!
¡Vamos! ¡Vamos!
¡Gol!
¡Vamos, Pablo! ¡Qué suerte!
Mascarra en el Cooper Arena. ¡Gol de Pablo Becker!
No será capaz, ¿no? ¡No será capaz! ¡Qué cabrón! ¡Qué cabrón!
A ver
si
sale el
sacan
2.
más de 3, se quedan sin trabajo. Mira, muy
¡Hombre!
bien.
Dos,
¿Cómo
bien.
valoran el trabajo? Bien.
Ahí está ese ataque por parte del X-Buyer Team. El toque dentro de Beguer. Puede marcar Carbó. ¡Gol! Pablo Beguer. Beguer que quiere poner el centro por delante. Finalmente lo pone por detrás del defensor. Carbó la pisa. Carbó.
No jodas.
competición!
¡Por algo es el Corona de Oro! China la juega atrás, no se decidió a tirar. Granero busca su perfil, Granero.
Golazo.
¡Gol! De 1K. Marca Granero. Y sí, otra vez lo ha vuelto a hacer. Buller, mira, no,
gol doble. Gol doble, claro, porque tiene sanción. Ah, claro, vale, vale.
Sanción, efectivamente. Grande. Claro que sí. Bueno, sinceridad ante todo. Ahí está. Juanma el toque. ¡Gol!
Vale.
¡Velilla! ¡Gol! Balón que lleva ahí Pluvins el disparo. ¡Gol!
Vale.
¡Gol!
Me gusta.
Está haciendo un buen trabajo defensivo, ojo.
¡Granero!
¡Qué golazo!
¡Chicharro de Mar Granero! ¡Qué barbaridad! El recorte de zurda y el disparo con la derecha. Que la metió en la escuadra. Ojo ahora que ataca el X-Buyer Team. ¡Gol! ¡Del X-Buyer Team! Va a pegar Fuad en la falta.
Santa madre de Dios.
Vamos a ver ahí esa pelota dentro del área para Juanma que lo puede matar. ¡Gol!
Dos de Juanma.
Sí, no podía ser otro que Roger Carbó. No sé si te imaginabas que tu vuelta iba a ser de esta manera.
Pues la verdad que no, o sea, ha sido la vuelta ideal. Hat-trick, partido de octavos y mañana jugamos cuartos, o sea, ha sido ideal. Aunque el trabajo no, o sea, me lo llevo yo, pero el trabajo es de todos. Hemos trabajado mucho y al final los resultados se han visto reflejados en el campo, así que muy contento.
Parecía o puede parecer que sois el rival más débil por todas las bajas, pero en los pasillos se comenta que nadie quiere enfrentarse a vosotros.
Bueno, a ver, yo escuché una persona que dijo de Gigantes que quería enfrentarse a nosotros, así que mañana a las 9 no te preocupes que estaremos aquí con muchas ganas, y más después de esas declaraciones. ¿Sabes por quién voy?
Yo no lo sé quién es.
No lo voy a decir, esta persona lo sabe.
Bueno, pues enhorabuena.
Muchas gracias.